Paul Chryst is out at Wisconsin. He had 8 straight winning seasons at Wisconsin, and he is out at Wisconsin. Who knows if they were going to end up with a winning season this year? It certainly didn't look that way. If you saw the videos from the saddest jump around ever in Madison history, I mean, that entire fan base was out on the Chryst era. And even if people say he's a good guy, they were ready for that to end. But this is an interesting job because a lot of names have been floated, and it could go a lot of different directions. They could go splashy hire. They could fire the money cannons. I don't know what type of money, cheese money is in Madison, Wisconsin right now, but we might find out. But this feels very Bo Pelini-y to me. Bo Pelini had a bunch of winning seasons at Nebraska. Bo Pelini was fired. Here comes the Golden Boy. Here comes Scott Frost. How did that work out? So will Paul Chryst be the next Bo Pelini? Will Wisconsin regret this firing 5 years from now? Max, what do you think?
No, I don't think they will, because I think you have to adjust with the eras. You have to be an NIL participant to even get in the door. You have to be a transfer portal guru to rue and make the turnaround fast. And I just think that Paul Chryst had been there so long that he was not unwilling to adjust. Let's take it to another team in the Big Ten that won't do it, but probably should do it in Northwestern. Iowa too. Okay. Iowa too. But Northwestern, they're not going to get rid of Pat Fitzgerald, right? Because he's had all these winning seasons. He's had the success. He's taken them to the Big Ten championship game. But would you pick Northwestern to win any games this year in the Big Ten? Right? But they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. So those are the guys of the old guard that are unwilling, that think that the name is why you come here. You come to wear the W on the side of your hat. You come to see the Badger, and you come to be a Wisconsin football player, big, physical, run the football. No, you've got to transform, because if you want to be able to go up against, hell, Minnesota right now, right? Minnesota's, the Ohio States, the Michigans, these are teams who have embraced what that portal is, and that's why they're having success. Wisconsin's going to have to go find somebody that can do that as well. And Paul Chryst was not willing to do it. And guess what? They had extra $8.5 million to work with to offer that new coach, because Paul Chryst left it on the table.
I don't know. I'm of two minds, because I think the reason they've had success, Northwestern, Wisconsin, Iowa even, is because of the lack of attrition and the lack of in the stability, right? And obviously we're in a new era with NIL. But I think that the way that I look at this, and please guys don't make fun of me, but the way that I look at this is fully like a wave, right? They're not in charge of how good they are at football. All they can do is get the players that they can get, and then hope that when those players are at their peak, when they're juniors, when they're seniors, when they're fifth years, that peak exists when Ohio State or even the teams in their own division are at a trough. And so the way that I look at it is that the other teams are just getting better. And it's not a knock on them. It's just the reality of it is I mean, we're watching like Illinois is getting better. Illinois wasn't any good for a long time. So if Illinois gets better, now you have a problem. And I don't know if that problem gets fixed by hiring a different coach. What are they like? Max, let me ask you this. What are they going to do? Change their entire strategy when it comes to football? Not NIL. But the way they play football. You think they're going to change their entire strategy when they play football? They're going to go become a spread team. They're going to become a team that does speed and space. Like, they can't do that.
As currently constructed. But we know transfer portal can change that within an offseason. So
why would a kid that is good at speed and space go to a place that hasn't had it? Obviously, unless they hire some guy that's got it, but they're not going to hire Lincoln Riley.
No, they're not going to. And Lincoln Riley is already spoken for, and he will be in the Big Ten. So you won't be getting him. But I think that's what you have to plan for. We have USC and UCLA coming. Yes. One of those teams is going to have to be in the West, right? And if we believe the rumblings, of what else is on the precipice from the Pac-12 to come over there, you need to adjust.
Right.
You can't have this traditional mindset. And because of the transfer portal, you have to either come from ground and pound, run it down,
Right.
to NFL style. That's the medium.
Okay.
Is an NFL style offense, pro style. And then if you want to go further down that rabbit hole, you get to the spread, you get to air it. But right now, I think find more NFL style, professional, multiple front.
The ability to throw the football.
Yeah, vertically, not horizontally, because that's what they did.
Yes.
Throw it vertically.
But also,
So,
it's not just the ability, it's the desire.
Yeah.
And that's the part that's the part for me that I don't know how they're going to get there, because the desire is more important to me than the ability, because if you don't have the desire, you'll never have the ability. And that's what we're watching with a team like a Michigan, right? Like they're in and out. You can't have one toe in the water when it comes to pushing the ball vertically. That's got to be who you are from an identity standpoint. And with Wisconsin, I don't know. I think that they've built this identity of we redshirt guys, we wait for them to be third and fourth year guys, and then we're ready to go. And those guys go to the NFL, and this works. And I think that's the hurdle they have to get over.